Hi friends, I am Awdhesh Singh, and today we are going to discuss something very important about balancing life and the happiness and success in life. Friends, it's very easy to see that there are some people who are happy but they are not very successful, and on the other side there are some people who are successful but they are not very happy. The question is, can we have happiness and success both, or we have to actually sacrifice our happiness for success or success for happiness? So let me first give you my thoughts about what is happiness. Friends, happiness is called often an anubhav dhara. Let us understand something called anubhav dharas. Every minute, every second, we are experiencing the world. Now, if that experience is good, pleasurable, we feel happy about it. And if the experience is bad, then we feel unhappy about it. Now, that is sum and substance of that. Now, naturally, we can see that there is an inner component of that, how we feel, and there is an external component of that as to what is outside. Both makes the happiness possible. Let us presume that you are suffering from some big problem, in the sense that you are having a problem at your home. Maybe somebody who is very much close to you has expired, or maybe you know that you are not feeling well, you are having toothache, you are having fever. In that situation, let us presume that there are people, everything is happening very nice outside. You are going to visit a very nice place, a good movie is coming on the screen. Can you feel happy? The answer is no. If you are not happy inside, there is no way you can be happy outside. At the same time, the external happiness is also important, external success. Because let us say that you decide that you will be happy. But can you be happy when a child is sick? Can you be happy when a boss is angry on you? Can you be happy if you are failing one after another? तो जिंदगी में जब भी आप दोनों चीज़ों को चाहिए, आपके अंदर और बाहर दोनों चीज़ों को एक मिक्सचर होना चाहिए, तभी जो है आप खुश रह सकते हैं. केवल इंटरनल हैप्पीनेस सफिशिएंट नहीं है और एक्सटर्नल सक्सेस सफिशिएंट नहीं है. नाउ लेट मी टेल यू अ स्टोरी. नाउ द स्टोरी इज of a poor man who was sleeping under a tree in his village. Now there was a rich man who was passing over that. He was a businessman. He saw that this guy is sleeping and he is doing nothing. So he asked this guy, awake this guy, and said, what are you doing? He said, can't you see, I'm just relaxing. He said, why don't you work? He said, why should I work? He said, if you work, you will make money. He said, then what should I do then? He said, okay, if you make money, then you can invest that in a business and make much more money. Then what should I do? If I make even more money, then you can live a life with happiness and you enjoy happiness. He said, but that is precisely what I am doing right now. So why should take a longer path? इतना लंबा रास्ता चल के जाने का क्या जरूरत है जब हम तुरंत का तुरंत ही खुश हो सकते हैं. Now this story will perhaps give you a message that you can be happy even if you do not have much of the material success. But can you imagine that this guy can be happy all the time? The answer is no. Because his father must be angry with him because this guy is not doing any work. His children must be unhappy with him because the children are not getting good education because this guy is just sleeping all the time, not doing anything. Wife must also be unhappy with him because he is not doing anything for her. Maybe she has to work hard to earn living for this guy only. So this is the important point which you have to see. That just because you are happy at one moment doesn't mean that you are going to be. If he goes back to his home, he will be cursed by everybody, including his neighbor, parents, wife, children. So he cannot artificially create unhappiness. At the same time, you will find that there are some people who are very successful. They are big businessmen. They are moving in big cars. They are having big houses. they are political leaders, they have become even prime minister or chief minister, but still they are not happy. Because internally they are not happy. Because they are doing so many things which are making their life miserable. And so, external happiness is also important. But external happiness alone is not going to give you happiness. Now let me tell you another story. There was a fisherman who was very poor. He used to work full day and he was able to barely manage his living. So one day he was very hungry, did not have any fish, and he caught one fish on the sea coast. The sea, as soon as he was going to eat, the fish suddenly started speaking. The fish said, "Please don't eat me, please show mercy to me." Now, this guy was a very kind guy, and he said, "Okay, drop the fish back to the sea." Now, suddenly what he sees, that the fish has become a goddess. The fish said, I became a fish because of a curse. And today, because you have given me a new life, I am free from that curse. You have given me a new life, you have made me a goddess again, and therefore, if you have any wish, please ask. Now this fisherman was a very poor guy. He said, "Okay, give me a good house, and it has all the sufficient money, good clothes for my family." He says, "Okay, done." Now this fellow went back, the fisherman, and what he found, that instead of his small cottage, there was a beautiful house built there. Wife was dressed in a beautiful clothes, children were dressed in a beautiful clothes, there was all the materials available in his house. He was pretty happy. Some days passed. One day he was going on the road and he found that the king was passing through that road. And he was asked to just be on the side. He felt very small. He went back to the sea coast and requested the goddess to appear. When the goddess appeared, he again requested, "Please make me king." Goddess said, "Okay, fine, you become a king." Now this guy became a king. He started living in a palace. He has all the gold started things there, and he has all the money, power, facilities. He was very happy. After some time, what happened, that the summer season came. Now in the summer season, he was sitting on the beautiful elephant, fully gold studded, and walking on the road. Then he found that the weather was very hot and he was sweating profusely. He thought, what is the fun of being a king when I have to still suffer the same pain? Then he went to the goddess again. He asked the goddess, "Please, goddess, why don't you give me the power so that I can control sun? If I say sun should shine, it should shine. If I say wind should flow, it should flow. If I don't want, it should listen to my advice." Now the goddess became very angry. She says, "I made you a king. You are a fisherman. You are a poor man. And I made you a king. And you are still not happy. Now you go back and become the fisherman again." So you see that this story gives you one correct message, that ultimately there is no end of any greed. You become even a king, you become a prime minister, or you become even the ruler of the world. You become the richest person in the world. Still, I can assure you that you will not be happy. This is very clear. But in the real life, what happens? We don't get a fish goddess. There is no fish goddess. For every penny, we have to work very hard. And all of us who are working know that very difficult to earn money. So what happens, that in our quest to become a king, in a quest to become a powerful man, we actually work maybe 18 hours a day, and we have broken all the relationship with our family. We don't have time for friends, family, and we spoil our life. We pay a very heavy price for becoming a king or the ruler, and still, even if you become, imagine, most of the people can't become, but even if you become, they still suffer in their life. They are not happy. So the message is that, first of all, that even if you get everything in life, you are not going to be happy. then what is the way out? Should you sacrifice your happiness for success, or should you sacrifice your success for happiness? Now this is a very interesting thing. Now I want to tell you a very, very different type of example. Let us take the example of man and woman. A man and woman are on one side, they are competing with each other for their space. There is a feminism, there is a females crying that the males, we should get the proper position in the society, and there is a fight between male to see that they retain their supremacy. Within every family, there is a fight between husband and wife. They always, conflict with each other. Then there is a fight in the office, and all that thing is there. So on one way of looking at it is that you see that, okay, male and females are competing with each other. They are enemy of each other, but that is not true. Can we imagine a world when there is only males or only females? Can you imagine you being present here if your mother is not there? Your mother, you love your mother most, but she is a female. And you also love your father most, who is a man. So the man and woman can complement each other. They actually complement each other, but at the same time, they compete with each other also. This is the beauty of the world. We are success and happiness in the same way. They are competing with each other, and they are also complementing it with each other. When they compete with each other, then what happens? You have to sacrifice your success to get happiness, and you have to sacrifice your happiness to get success. A typical example is that you are working in a company and you don't want to work in the company. You are working 8 hours, and every time you're just watching your clock that it becomes 6 o'clock, I go home and relax. And your boss says, no, you have to stay for 1 more hour. You are very angry. You just want to get out of that. And then boss says you have to come on Saturday, Sunday, you have to do some work, and you are not very happy at all. And so the result is that you are unhappy doing your work. And you feel that work is different and happiness is different. But you have to slog in your work because you want success in your life. And when you are slogging more, you are sacrificing happiness. How can you make best of both worlds? When you suppose you are doing a work which you love to do. You love playing and you are playing. You love playing guitar and you are playing guitar. You love teaching, and what actually you are doing is teaching. I love writing and I am doing writing. I love reading and I am doing reading. And suppose I am able to make that as my career, then what happens? That I am getting more success and I am also getting more happiness. Here you see that happiness and success are woven together as one. And we are getting both the things together. This is the beauty. It is like a relationship between husband and wife, as I said. If the husband and wife love each other, then they will enjoy and complement each other. And they will be having a lovely life. But if both of them don't love each other, then what will happen? That they will separate and they will divorce. So happiness divorce of success is bad, and success divorce of happiness is also bad. So what we have to see is that we have to synchronize the two. We have to love what we do, and we have to do what we love. Both things has to synchronize with each other. And once we synchronize, and then you will find that you will love and happiness and success all will go together. Now, this is what is the sub and substance of a good life. You will find, and there is a very beautiful quote who says that success does not give you happiness. You must have heard this quote. It is the happiness which gives you success. If you love what you are doing, then you will be happy. And if you don't love what you are doing, then you will neither be successful nor be happy. If you look at the life of all the successful people and all the happy people, you will find one thing is common, that for them, what they love, they do, and what they do, they love. So friends, I am going to advise you that you should try to love what you do and do what you love. Now, one question comes is that how do we love what we do? This is a very difficult question. Now, for that, I will give you a very nice advice that when you fall in love with somebody, then what happens? You don't see any negative side of that person. You only see the positive side. You ignore the negative side even if you happen to see this. And that is what happens when you are in love. And when you hate something, what happens? That you see all the negative sides and you fail to see any good side of that person. Now friends, this formula, let us reverse this formula. Now suppose you are working in any particular job, you see the positive side of the job. You see what you have. For example, I was in the revenue service and I was very happy that there was no political interference in my service. I could stay in the city for a longish period. There was no random transfer postings, and I had a 9 to 5 job. I could come back home. I could enjoy my Saturdays and Sundays. No, this is, this is what I saw the positive side, and as a result, I was very happy. On the contrary, there was a people who are seeing the negative side. They will say, well, it does not have good promotional prospect. We don't get that much of facility. We don't have that much of recognition. And if you are looking at the negative side, they will be unhappy. So this is, friends, in short, the difference is that if you love what you are doing, then you will enjoy your life. You will have happiness and success together. And there is a method to love what you are doing. We are not born to do the work in a particular company. It is through your proper thinking and a positive thinking that you can create love for your job. It is something which you have to done physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that you love what you are doing. And I can assure you that it is possible to do so by looking at the positive side of what you are doing, ignoring the negative side, and gradually you will find that the job which looks very routine, boring, and you want to just get out of that job on Friday, Saturday, you will be enjoying that job. You will like to spend more time on that job, and once you do that, you will succeed like anything. And the second thing is that you discover yourself as to what you are, what you love to do, and try to choose a profession, my friends, which is going to give you happiness. If you find out what you love, like I found out that I love writing and reading, so after some time I decided to quit my job, and thereafter what happened, that I am doing that, and this is what I love to do. And so this gives me a lot of happiness and joy. So I hope you have liked my lecture, and I will be very happy if you can follow this, and then you will enjoy your life. Thank you very much. All the best, my friends. All the best, and God bless you. Thank you very much.